Today we have two special guests for you. I want to introduce them to you right now. Mr. John Smith. John, how you doing, partner?
Pretty good, Sunset. How you doing?
I noticed we got our old sidekick over there, old movie Batman, old Joe, with us today.
Yeah.
I'm here and glad to be here.
Yeah, boy.
Having a ball.
Old Joe's had a pretty tough time, you know.
Yeah, well, you haven't had an easy time yourself, you know. That
No,
operation, and by gosh, you bounced back like a rubber ball, didn't you?
Yeah, it's taken about 2 years to bounce back.
The Lord won't take you and the devil won't have you.
We got no place to go. Neither one of them wants me.
You gotta stay here. Ah, gosh. Yeah.
John, where was you born, partner?
Well, I'm a Angelinian. I was born here, right here in Los
Is
Angeles.
that right?
And that's when El Monte was country, you know, and you know, when I started doing rodeos and I started doing, of course, westerns, well, I rode bareback. My family, my uncle and aunt had a farm out in El Monte when that was country. And heck, I was riding bareback when I was 6 years old. You know, and yeah. So, you know, it came by me, honestly, you know.
Well, I'll be dang. Our lives had come near parallels then, doesn't it?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I was born and raised on a cattle ranch and had to ride, you know, start riding early and all that.
Yeah, well, I...
You know, get 14 head of cows before I went to school.
Yeah. When they had, it was a farm, actually, you know. They had corn and they had geese, you know, and well, I want to tell you, those ganders, goose, I never can remember which is the female and the male, but boy, I want to tell you.
They sure chase you, won't they?
Oh, boy. And they had some pigs, hog, you know, and she just had a litter, and I thought they were cute as heck. You try to get in that pen, oh boy, and she takes after you. I learned early, you know, what to stay away from.
Learn early and fast on those things.
That sounds like when I was on the farm, that old gander would come out and start bumping you with these wings.
You better believe it. Boy, they can really fly.
Bump
you know,
you.
when I say fly, they can really get after you.
John, for the fans out there, I know you've done a lot of this stuff besides Laramie. What was the other things? Can you tell them a few of the other?
Well, I started with John Wayne and High and the Mighty. I won't tell you the date. But that was my first movie. And then I went from there, and I was very fortunate to work with Gary Cooper and Friendly Persuasion. I did 28 features before I got into TV, but I did My Little Margie when Gale Storm was doing that.
That's terrific.
And Life of Riley, and some of the old things when they didn't have tape. That was live TV. If you goofed, you goofed.
Bill Bennett.
Bill Bennett, yeah.
Oh, man, he was something to work with.
Oh, he was great. I've had quite a career. I had probably, we did 139 Laramies. We did, 39 Cimarron cities I did with George Montgomery. I've done about 300 some odd shows, you know, in the 30 years I've been in the business.
That's great. That's
and I've had a good career, you know, and I've worked with great people like Gary Cooper, John Wayne, and Henry Fonda. You know, it's just been sensational.
You like me, you wouldn't. You'd go the same way if you had it to go over.
Well, you know, the only thing I wouldn't do. Somebody asked me this. They said, "If you had it to do all over again, what wouldn't you do?" And I said, "I'd stay single." Heck with that married stuff. But other than that, I wouldn't change anything, you know, because I've been very fortunate. And meeting people like you and Bob.
Well, I can't tell you what a pleasure it's been to be dropping out today, and a surprise. It was just wonderful. We've had one heck of a good time out here today. We've killed a couple bad guys.
But, you know, I really hope, Sunset, that your nostalgia, Hollywood Nostalgia Theater, I said it right this time. I really hope it gets the westerns back on, because, you know, the benefits I do and everything, people say, well, where are the good westerns? Why don't they make more westerns? You know, they're getting sick and tired of cops and robbers and doctors and things like that, you know, and so am I.
Well, I got
There's nothing like old, early American, you know.
I've got over 50,000 requests on the last series I did, the Six Gun Heroes, you know, to bring back the real old ones. And we're going to start back from Bronco Billy Anderson on this.
Oh, boy.
And coming right on up.
Isn't it great? Yeah, well, you've got quite a stockpile, don't you?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, we have quite a stockpile on the things. And I tell you, it's one. I get involved in the things. I just love to watch them.
Oh, I do too. Well, like we say, it's Americana, you know, and a good Western, a good solid Western, by gosh, you can't beat it. I'm
no,
sorry,
you can't
know.
beat it. It holds you. There's a plot. It holds you, and you're always waiting to see the bad guy get his ears beat down.
Oh, you know, in the old days, you remember when the good guys wore white hats and the bad guys wore black hats and all of that. And I did a feature with an old timer. That's a few years ago. And by golly, he went by the same rule, you know. The bad guys wore black hats and the white guys, you know, the white hats were the good guys.
White hats, yeah.
Good guys.
Great.
It's funny. You know, you say, oh, he's a bad guy because he got a black hat. Are you a bad guy, man?
No. No, you know,
it's his color. That is black.
Yeah, it is black.
Well, that would be black and white anyway.
Actually, you go back, the first cowboys wore black hats. You know, Tom Mix wore a black hat, Ken Maynard, Tim McCoy. Tim McCoy wore all black.
Roy Rogers wore white.
Yeah.
Right? He was white, yeah.
Well, it all started in, I guess, around 45, somewhere in there.
Yeah, and then it kind of changed.
Some automobile company come out with a white hat deal, and then from then on, it all kind of changed history around.
Well, I turned brown, see, so I can be either good or bad.
You be good or bad. Joe's got it all white on there. Joe, which way you going there?
Well, I like to be the good guy, but I usually get to be the bad guy. So.
I bet you. How many of the cowboys have you beat up on
but I
fought with? In that?
I enjoy it anyway. Oh, quite a few of them. I've got shot quite a few times.
You started back with who, Joe?
I started back with an independent outfit back in '60. And bad part of it was one day I got shot and I had to lay there for 2 days for him to finish up the scenes, and the horses running around me, and my ears was full of sand and my nose was full of sand.
Oh, man.
We were talking about Kanab, Utah. You know, I know you've shot up there quite a few times, and you know, people think, well, they put sweat on them, and you know, and all that what do they call it? The glycerin stuff, you know. That's real sweat. I mean, you know,
they
it's
should have been around today, shouldn't they?
Yeah, with the wind blowing and the dirt up like you were talking about. So, yeah, you know, it's not so easy.
About the hottest I ever worked. I did a movie down in Zapata, Texas, at below Laredo, you know, and I had to wear a buckskin shirt, and it was in the middle of the summertime.
Oh, boy.
Wow!
Oh, that buckskin.
You talk about melting down. And I was fighting. Let's see, Lee Morgan. Did you ever work with old Lee? He looked something like Dick Curtis. But anyway, to make a story short, Lee had high blood pressure, you know, and the doctor told him if he'd eat garlic, it would keep his blood pressure down, and he could go ahead and have his scotch, you know. So can you imagine fighting a guy that's drinking scotch and eating garlic? He didn't have to hit you.
You were just blown over.
You were gone.
Yes, I've had a few experiences like that too. Sometimes it's on my side too, you know.
Yeah, but Lee, he was very funny. You know, if there's no women around, no pretty girls around, he wouldn't touch a fight. No, you had to put a double in, you know. So the director finally called on. He said, "Go over and get 4 or 5 pretty girls and put them on a set." You know, they go and put 4 or 5 pretty girls on a set. Man, he'd get up there and he'd fall off of buildings. He'd do every dadgum thing and never charge a dime for it. As long as there's a good-looking girl on the set, he really went out and showed out.
Well, he had good taste, I guess.
Yeah, I guess he did.
Oh, good. Did you ever work with Bob Morgan before his accident?
No, I never.
He was married to Yvonne DiCarlo, you know.
No, I didn't.
He was a good, handy guy. There's a lot of good stuntmen.
Yeah, Yvonne DiCarlo, I was a friend of Yvonne's way before she started.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, when she first started out, I just came out I roped her to beauty contest. I roped her.
You roped?
1940.
She's still a fairly good-looking gal.
She's still a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
Yes, she is. Certainly is. Old Bob Brown, you know, he made a lot of the shoes and a lot of the different costumes and things that she wore. The leather stuff.
Well, Bob he's a handy guy. He's been around for quite a while.
You know.
Did you ever work with Jim Brown? Talking about Brown, you know, he did Rin Tin Tin.
No, I know
TV.
Jim.
Yeah, he's nice.
I've done a lot of shows with him, but I've never worked with him in the picture business. But I've done shows with him.
There was one real funny scene that I was in. They was practicing, getting ready to shoot the scene. There was some guys who come in, was robbed the bank, and they was trying to get away, and they was running down the street, and this one guy, there was a little alley way there with the building at the end of the street, and I had a sawed-off shotgun, and to his surprise, he didn't know I was coming around there, and I come around the other end of the building just as he come past the building, and I held the gun up so it wouldn't hurt him.
Well, then you let it go?
When I pulled the trigger, he come about that high off of the ground and fell over like he really was dead.
Well, I tell you, you take full load, just our 44s, well, they're actually 45s, but that's enough if you're not expecting it.
Yeah, I was doing a picture
He
one
wasn't
time.
expecting it at all. And boy, I mean, it scared him plumb out of his eye just about.
It's amazing how high you can jump.
That's right.
If you try to jump right now, you could, but if somebody shot, you weren't expecting.
You're going up.
Yeah.
I missed one picture I did, and we run out of blanks, and the guy was hand loaded some blanks, and I had a pretty close shot on the guy, and I said, I think I'll just try this out, and I was standing right with the bar, I just went and wham like that, and it blowed a hole about that through the bar through that plywood. And what would have happened if I hadn't tried that out and shot that guy? I'd have blowed his eyes out, I'd have ruined him, So, not needless to say, we got some more blanks.
Yeah.
That's like a buddy of mine when we was in the Fast Draw Club. He run out of ammunition for his gun, and he had the regular Western type gun, and I got the Bisley 45, and he said, how about using your gun? And I said, well, I'm afraid you can't do it, and because it's a different type gun to what you're used to. He said, oh, if you can use it, I can. I said, okay, so I handed it to him, and he burned a hole in his pant legs about that big around, and a big sore on his leg for about 6 months.
It's not really funny, but it does happen.
Hey, John, Joe, can you look down there at that building?
Yeah.
You see that sun's just about to go under.
I can see.
Just about
So
to
I'd
get
like-
out.
Lose our light, as
Gonna
we
lose
say.
it.
Yeah.
Dadgum,
Hey, Sunset, thanks a million.
Thank you
Good
so
to
much
see
for
you.
dropping out.
Yeah,
with
listen,
us.
I'll see you soon again.
Okay, partner.
Sure
Thank
thing.
you, and I hope you get a lot better.
Thank you
Thanks a
very
lot.
much.
Yeah, you
It's
take
been
care of yourself.
working
I'll
with
try
you.
to it. And partners, I hope you've enjoyed our little show. Until we see you again, so long, goodbye. May God bless you. Bye now.